Welcome to the third episode of Season 3 of a career guide for international students, brought to you by IC Away. I'm your host, Kwan Segal. Throughout this season, you will hear valuable insights from leaders in international education and discover top professionals who passionately advocate for international student careers. Today's episode is dedicated to providing you with clarity on the new USCIS announcement regarding the strengthened integrity measures for the H-1B program. As we find ourselves in the lottery season of the fiscal year 2025 H-1B cap, my guest speaker today is our good friend, Attorney Art Serratelli. Art has been practicing law since 1993. He's a partner at Serratelli Mijal, an immigration law team that recognizes clients are coming to America to build a better future for themselves and their children. Art and Mara, his partner, is a long-term collaborator of IC Away and are dedicated to supporting international students. Thank you so much for being a strong advocate for international student careers. Where are you joining us from today?
Well, today I am at our office in Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Virginia. It's down in the southeastern corner of the state of Virginia, and that's where we are. But we have a nationwide practice. It's a federal law. Immigration is the same everywhere. So I have a law license in one state, Virginia, and we can help people in any of the 50 states.
Right. I know that we have clients in Chicago that, working with you as well. Yes. So thank you so much for your time on our show today. So first, we would love to hear your insights on the background information on the H-1B process from the past years. Can you talk about that a little bit and then discuss the most recent changes of the final rules?
Sure. The most recent changes have to do with giving each human, each worker who enters the lottery with a company attached, that human has an equal chance of being selected as the next human over there and as the next human over there. One foreign national, one registration. In the past, they'd pick by company.
Okay, so that's good news, right? From your perspective.
Yeah, because you ultimately are only going to work one place anyway. But if you have three in the past, if you had three job offers, you had three applications entries in the lottery that could be picked. Now you have three job offers. You're equal to the guy who only has one job offer. That's the difference. And then when they pick your application, because it's connected to you, they're picking by human. If you have only one job offer, that's the company that files the H-1B. If it's over here and it's this person and she's got three job offers and they all won the lottery because she won, then each company can file an H-1B for her. And they may not want to if they get a notice that she was also in line for two other job offers. And her legitimate answer is, if you guys, bless you, I hope you are, if you guys get into this situation where you had, say, two job offers, they were both great, but to be able to work at any one, you got to get in line for the lottery first. So each company put you in line. You didn't tell the other one about the other one. You win them both, and then thank you immigration sends a notice to both of the companies that they won, and the person connected to the win was you. So then you're going to be getting phone calls because each company gets the same report, so they'll know where you're looking. And anyway, the point of the matter is you have more control and more leverage. You're more of an agent to vigorously pursue whatever negotiating advantages you have. And this will give you leverage because after the H-1B lottery, your company will know if you had more than one job offer, the company will be told that you have more than one job offer. So
So there is a fair chance of selection for this H-1B cap
Right.
this year, fiscal year 2025. By the way, Art, I think, lots of students also got confused why it is called fiscal year 2025 when we are in 2024.
All right. So the government fiscal year runs from October 1 to the end of the next 12 months, which is September 30. So why is it the fiscal year 2025 H-1B? Because when you go enter the lottery in March, and if you win, you file your H-1B application in April, May, or June. You're working to win the lottery for the year that begins October 1. And that year that begins October 1 is fiscal year 2025. Why? Because the year name goes with the end of the year. And in October 1, 2024, that's the start of the fiscal year that ends in 2025, September 30.
So it's like overlapping, right? The year is overlapping, and that's how it's called. So
Right.
don't get confused, you guys, when you see on the USCIS website and it talks about fiscal year 2025. Actually, it's happening right now in
Right.
2024.
Right.
And I think that already covers, a quick steps of like the key dates, right? That students should prepare for. Like on the regular case, a student already graduated, has whether bachelor or master's degree or PhD, and the company wanted to sponsor their H-1B. The first date is for this year is February 28th for the company to set up USCIS account. And then March 6th for the registration to be open until towards the end of March, 26th, the end of the lottery. Win or not win, you will know by April 1st. We really wish you the best for that. Now, even though Art, we know that with this, new rules of the USCIS, the H-1B selection process is expected to be fairer than in the past. But it's still a lottery system, right? That means, everyone has a fair chance of winning and losing, right? Um, can you share a little bit about the backup plans for the students, on F1? Um, what is it? What are other approaches that they can do if they are not selected in the H-1B lottery on April 1st? What options are available to help them maintain their status for working in the US?
So assuming you're a STEM major and you've worked after graduation for 3 years, and if you don't win the lottery the first year or the second year or the third year, you may even be able to get into the lottery before you even graduate. But that depends in the front. The point is that you run out of time and options because you lose the lottery every single time. What do you do? So if you want to email me, and I'll send you, I have slides that I explain this on college campuses to international students. I explain that there are 12 popular visa choices. You have to consider your citizenship. Some of your eligibility for some of these 12 vary by your citizenship. Some
Mhm.
not like because it forces you to do a certain kind of work. Like there's an R1 religious worker. Well, if you have no religious beliefs or if you don't want to work as a religious worker or in a religious setting, then don't. There are 12. There are more than just this one rotten H-1B with the lottery. There are H-1Bs without the lottery. I will send you this, and here are the 12 work visa choices. And if you figure out where you fit into this picture, then you could work with Kwan, and maybe Kwan's going to find the top tier jobs where H-1B is probably what's going to be working for you, but there could be others. And so you find the jobs and maybe vary where you're looking based upon what the visas require.
I just want to let the audience know if you want to see the screenshot that I shared with us, go to our YouTube channel and you
And
will
I'll,
be able to get those information. And I will share have the link as well.
There's one other option, and this I just learned about, and it works with your service. So say Kwan helps you create your own brand. You're marketing yourself, and you are a brand. They remember what you're all about. And in 2 or 3 words, the point is when you get into an interview and then you get a STEM job and you work for these people 3 years and they love you, if it's a STEM job that can be performed remotely, and say you're
Mm-hmm.
Indian, and if you're Indian and you know there's a 10-year wait for a green card, these people will take you after you go to them and say, I lost the lottery 3 times and my employer loves
Yeah.
me and I can work remotely. If you can work remotely, it doesn't have to be from America. If you run out of options here, this company in Canada takes you and hires you. They physically make you live in Canada, and they create a community of all the international workers that really wanted to be in America, but instead now they're working in Canada. They have a partnership with the Canadian government to get you your work visa fast. And and if you stay in Canada for 4 years, I think it's 4 years, you could become a Canadian citizen, and that will
Right.
open up more visa choices in the immigration for America. So this company's so smart; they pull you out. So Kwan gets you a job. She helps you maneuver yourself to a job offer. You work there for 3 years. Well, they've loved you. They met you through Kwan. You are now unavailable to them because you lost a dumb lottery. If they want, you could go work in Canada for this organization, and then the organization pays you, and they do all your Canadian HR. But the organization sends you to do what? Work
Yeah.
remotely for this company in America. And what's that company? The same place you had STEM OPT. So that's an
Yeah.
option. I'm getting more and more frustrated, so I have to think of more and more options.
There are so many options, right? It's like, okay, first of all, for student on STEM OPT, don't give up just yet. You have two more chances to try if your first one didn't work out, right? And sometimes, with the um, lottery system, I remember during the pandemic, there was like three times of the lottery system. So hang in there. And there are, non-cap H-1B option if you want to look for employers that don't have to wait until the lottery season, bypass that lottery process. So basically, from the employment perspective, there could be employers that very familiar with the H-1B process, right? And there could be employers that never sponsored anyone before and maybe got like intimidated by the complications of the work visas. Connect them with the skilled immigration attorney like Art and Mara so that they can help your employer understand a little bit more to how to hire skilled workers like yourself in a very comfortable way. So I will recommend you not to just, focus on employers that used to sponsor international students. You can also open up for employers that willing to hire you, but they don't know the process. So we can educate them and partner with a skilled immigration attorney.
Yeah. Yep. I know how I've done that a lot. We get on the phone with the employer that's mid-size. It's a mid-size employer. They love you. You've done a great
Mhm.
job, and they want to know more about their options. And I explain what the H-1B is. You could be entered in the lottery while you're on OPT, and you could even start the green card while you're on OPT. So I tell them all this stuff, and they decide. At least they're educated when they're making a decision. They know what they're really deciding. That's my job to tell them that.
I love that. You're so right. Lots of international students at ICOA too, they got to be like the first team member that got sponsored by that department or the company. And, mid-sized company has more flexibility. Sometimes they bypass H-1B, right? Let's say it's your, if you have, if you, you're from the country that do not have lots of backlogs of green card, there's a possibility that you can bypass that H-1B and get that green card sponsorship. Great,
Yep,
great option.
absolutely right. Yeah, yeah. There's all sorts of options. So if you want, just email me. Just say I see a way podcast, and I'll know to send you that picture I showed on the screen. And if you want questions answered, like for example, if you're promoting yourself and looking for a job with Kwan, that's
Mhm.
Kwan's thing. But if you want to know from me behind the scenes what kinds of visas could possibly fit this job, because you can get one job offer and maybe you use an H-1B with a lottery, maybe you've already worked with them and you came here for a 2-year master's, and within the past 3 years, so that year before the master's, you worked for that same company but overseas. You could qualify for an L. You might not even know it. If you're from Canada, the same job, maybe it could get you a TN. So if you're working with Kwan and you want to know, and I'll probably never be your lawyer, because if you get a job at Amazon, they have their own. They got a room. They got a whole building of lawyers. They don't need me. So, but if you know about the immigration options you have, and there's an extra one that's not the H-1B, they might not even know it. The company that might not know. You remind them. And how will you remind them? I'll tell you. I'll tell you which ones you qualify for.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you for being there for the students, for all of us as a first immigrant in the US to navigate visa options is so chaotic. So thank you for being there for all the students. Now, what would be your advice for international students aspiring to launch their first careers in the US based on your experience working with so many students in the past? What is your advice to them?
If that's your goal, to work in America and start your career path here, you have to be flexible. You really need a plan B, because our immigration system is getting more and more outdated by the day. So until the immigration system is fixed, um, you've got to be flexible. Meaning, if the H-1B with the lottery doesn't work out, maybe your flexibility allows you to take a job with an employer you never considered before, but that employer is exempt from the lottery. So be flexible in the choices you make in the American market. Where there's a will, there's a way.
When there is a will, there's a way. Great. Yes. For all of us, we have to be resilient for sure and know that there are other options. And one last thing, Art, do you agree with me that not getting paid for the lottery system or not getting sponsored this year doesn't validate your value, right? Don't let these work visa things, you know, make you feel like you're not good enough. You are good enough being here. And yes, there are other options where there is a will, there's a way. I love that ending. Thank you. And for students that need your help, Art, how can they reach out to you?
You can again send an email, immigration.art, A-R-T, at
Mhm.
Gmail. Our website, and it's SM, from my
Mhm.
last name, my law partner's last name, smimmigrationlaw.com. If you want to go to our website, you can look around, see who we are. You could send us an email through the website. That's fine too. Um, we help international students who are leaving the F1 OPT world and trying to stay in America to
Mhm.
work. And if job offers are getting to become tough, you may be able to work somewhere else and come back. We'll look at all the options. Um, but
Perfect.
start with Kwan. You got to get the job first.
And then we partner with you, Art. Since students starting the program, they will have access to you and Mara as well to ask questions and prepare both career and visa pathways all together. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your insights today and for spending your Saturday morning on my show. Such
Uh,
an honor to have you here.
It's my pleasure. Thanks. And it's always good to see you. Always good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Take care.
All right, everyone. If you enjoyed this podcast, follow our channel and share your positive thoughts with a review. Your support helps others find us. Thank you for tuning in and for being part of our ICAWay community. Have a great day, and I will see you next time. Think big and live your dream.